I'm going to make today 3 potions for you. We're going to make Amortentia, which is a love potion. We're going to make Felix Felicis, also known as liquid luck, and we're going to make Pepperup Potion, which would be, you know, for when you have a cold. It's a curative of the cold. Let's start with Amortentia.
The most powerful love potion in the world.
First off, I'm going off of a little bit of the book and a little bit of the movie for all of these, right? So in the movie, we have one visual representation of them, and in the books, we get a different description. In the book and in the movie, Amortentia is supposed to smell like what you find attractive in a person.
For example, I smell freshly mown grass and parchment and spearmint toothpaste.
In the book, she won't say what it reminds her of. It is later revealed that it reminds her of the shampoo that Ron Weasley uses, Ron Weasley's hair. So this is going to be a shaken drink, and you're going to need one special ingredient. I've used this ingredient before on the show. This is gardenia mix. It's a tiki ingredient invented by a wizard by the name of Don the Beachcomber, and it's basically a mixture of honey and butter and cinnamon and vanilla and allspice dram. I took it a step further here, and I threw some lavender in here because, well, I shouldn't say. No, because I'm making my Amortentia, and I really like the smell of lavender. The drink is described as having a mother of pearl sheen. So that's one of the reasons I thought the gardenia mix would be good. The other reason is like it's to get this ever-changing flavor profile, and there's just so much stuff, so many flavors in that, particularly in my lavender one. It kind of does that. It presents this ever-changing flavor palette that I think is true to the description in the book. So you're going to need 1 ounce of this gardenia mix, and it thickens to a point that makes it really hard to pour. Prior to shooting this, I had it soaking in hot water, the bottle, so that it would pour easily. That helps a lot. I want 2 ounces of rum barbancourt. And then I want 2 to 4 dashes of acid phosphate. This is an old-time soda fountain ingredient. It's sort of a neutral acid. If you ever hear of like a cherry phosphate or a lime phosphate, these were things that you would get at the drugstore, at the soda fountain. That was what made them a phosphate. I'll provide a link below for where you can buy this. I like what this did here, so I'm gonna put in 2, 3, 4 drops. I think that's gonna help us a lot. I played with like lemon juice, lime juice. I didn't like them quite as much. And then to get that mother of pearl sheen and really go the extra mile, you can get some edible pearl luster. Not a necessary ingredient, purely for presentation. We're gonna put in a pretty healthy dose. Might even go a little bit more for this batch. We're gonna shake this up. I'll store this in a potion bottle. Need a little funnel action and my strainer, and away we go. Here is my Amortentia. I think that's absolutely delicious. Oh, it is smooth, velvety in texture. I mean, it is just like drinking liquid silk. It is sweet and mellow and mild with a floral little kick there. I mean, you get that cinnamon. The honey is delicious. It's just delicious. It's so delicious. It's also quite decadent because it's got a lot of butter in it, but I want to drink all of it.
It is probably the most dangerous potion in this room.
I feel myself falling madly in love with its creator. Me. So next, let's make up a batch of Felix Felicis.
Liquid luck.
Here, we have a little bit of trouble. In the film, they depict it as being mostly a clear liquid with a slight golden hue. In the book, it is supposed to be molten gold. It's supposed to look like liquefied gold. I'm gonna go with the book on that one. The other thing is that they have it in this like hanging ampule in the movie. I liked that a lot. A little small for a cocktail, and also I think it's like laboratory equipment. It's very expensive, but you can get these olive oil amphorae pretty affordably. I'll provide an affiliate link in the pinned comment below, which I think do a pretty good job of replicating it and also giving us enough volume to make like a real drink. So that's what we're gonna serve it in. So back in my shaker, in my shaking cauldron, I'm going to start with a ½ ounce of lemon juice. I need 1/2 ounce of rosemary simple syrup. This is just nothing more than a 2-to-1 ratio simple syrup that I've made with some rosemary. I want 3/4 ounce of amaretto. I like a Lazzaroni. I want 1½ ounces of cognac. I'm using Pierre Ferrand 1840 original. I said that we had to have that gold, molten gold look, so there's no booze to do that. I mean, I thought about Goldschlager, but it's not going to do that either. The way to do that is with some edible gold luster as well. So we're going to toss a fair amount of that in there. That's way more than you need, but I got to think about how far away the camera is from here. In the close-ups, I'm probably going to actually use less. We're going to shake that up in our shaking cauldron. I decided that a shaker is a shaking cauldron. Take your Felix Felicis bottle and strain away. And here we have Felix Felicis, otherwise known as liquid luck. I think we've achieved our molten gold look phenomenally well. If you swirl it up like this before serving it to somebody, they'll appreciate the movement. The one thing I would say too is if you've ever heard of Hypnotique, it's a spirit that looks like this more or less, not maybe in gold, but in different colors. That's all it is. It's not spirit, it's a liqueur that has a suspension of these edible lusters. Bottoms up, here's to me, my luck. I hope that everything I attempt I succeed in now. We should have shot this episode first. That is a lovely flavor. It's a very nice balance of the lemon and the amaretto and the rosemary. It's like sweet and tart in that way that those two things work very, very well together. And it just presents a very unassuming balance. I like this very much. This is something that people will enjoy drinking, I promise.
How do you feel?
Excellent.
It's not very spirit forward. It is also not overly sweet. Rosemary is lovely there. That rosemary and almond combo with a little touch of lemon to the sour helps bring the flavors out. It's a great drink. This is a potion that I'm enjoying quite a bit. I should save the rest of that for later though, because you never know when you're gonna need a little liquid luck. If I'm not mistaken, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, it's funny in the movie it's presented as like, well, this is a one-time thing. But once he had that potion, he used it a couple different times actually.
Well, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Or Felix does.
There's like some continuity thing too about how long liquid luck is supposed to take to make, and when Horace found out that he was going to get the job of Potions Master, since like on his first day on the job, he gives away the Felix Felicis. But if you like do the math on it, it's like, well, he found out he was going to get the job on this date. Like, when did he make? Did he make it faster than you're supposed to be able to make it, or does he just have a stockpile of liquid luck that he's always making a batch of liquid luck whenever, all the time? I could have gone the Snape route, but I don't think I can pull off the Snape look or anything. I think I'm a Horace much more so than a Severus. I like a tweed. I didn't buy this for the show. I like this jacket. So the next thing I'm gonna make is Pepperup Potion, which is sort of a wizard's cure for the common cold. It's supposed to pep you up.
I feel really bad.
You need a pick-me-up, my boy.
Warm you up from the inside, apparently make steam shoot out of your ears. It's supposed to feel a lot like from the description, it sounds a lot like a hot toddy, to be perfectly honest. And I couldn't help resist but make this a hot toddy. Thinking about that, I actually don't have a recipe going into this. I'm gonna kind of wing it, but I think we'll be fine. I've got a potions vessel here. This is a double-walled martini glass, so it's insulated against your hand, but it also makes it suitable for hot beverages, actually. So let's think about this for a moment. I like the idea coming into this of doing an Earl Grey bergamot tea kind of version of a hot toddy. I'm not going to use tea though. I love an Earl Grey tea. It's like one of my favorite things, a good Earl Grey. But I've also just finished reading A Christmas Carol on my Twitch, and there's a scene in it where they make a hot gin punch, which is a thing I'd never thought about, is like a gin toddy maybe. So I want to make a gin toddy Pepperup Potion. and I'm pretty excited. So for my Earl Grey hot toddy, I want to put in half an ounce of this Italicus bergamot liqueur. Now, if you've had an Earl Grey tea, you may or may not be aware that Earl Grey tea is black tea, I think usually a Pico or Ceylon, that has a certain amount of the skins of the bergamot or bergamot oil, which is a bitter kind of orange, added to it for a flavoring agent. There's no tea that tastes like that off of the tree. You have to add stuff to it. So this is bergamot liqueur that I just recently discovered, and it comes with an outrageously beautiful bottle. It's kind of hard to ignore that. And we're gonna put in a 1/4 ounce of this. That's gonna bring us a certain amount of sweetness, but really that essence of bergamot, that nice, bitter orange thing that happens. I have this product. This is Bogart's Bitters from The Bitter Truth. This is a recreation of Jerry Thomas's favorite bitters. You could use a lot of different bitters here. I think an Angostura would be fine. I want to add a little bit of bitterness to this though. I want to bring in some tannins. I want to bring in some bite that you get from tea. And I think this is fine. We're going to use a bar spoon of Bogart's Bitters. I think we should take a lemon and just slice a wheel of lemon here. And place that in my glass. Looks nice. Okay. I'm going to put in a 2-ounce pour of my gin, using a London dry gin. Got some weird stuff happening here because of that lemon. Don't worry, I'm going to mix all that up together. I have a tea kettle back here that I'm going to just bring back up to temperature. I'm going to get that hot. We added 2 ounces of boiling water. And at this point, I am going to stir my toddy. Everything kind of mixed together. Actually, it looks like tea, doesn't it? This is a pretty neat thing we're doing here. And now I'm just going to add honey to taste. This is the least presentational jar of honey I've ever used on the show, but it is very convenient. A bit more. Now, I know with a lot of toddy type drinks you would want to add cloves and things like that, but I think that with gin, I don't know if I want to put cloves in this. I think that that's a user discretion thing. Same with the honey. I would say probably about an ounce of honey is the right amount, more than you think you're going to need, but that I would do it to taste, like I just did there. I love that. It is a sweet, I mean, it tastes like an Earl Grey tea. The bergamot nailed it, and the Bogart bitters brought in the bitterness that tea naturally will have, that tannin tea bitters, and certain other things too. Some, I think maybe allspice and some gentian kind of notes there. But the honey, lemon, and bergamot combo is really what I'm trying to get out of this, and that I am enjoying thoroughly. The gin, hot gin, is a crazy, ooh, there is like a late arriving bit of cinnamon. This is wonderful. And that's my Pepperup Potion for sure. I feel pepped up already. The name seems to imply that it should have pepper in it, but I don't think that there's ever that's ever said in the book. And when I think about the usage of it, I feel like it is kind of a toddy. That sounds right to me. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it does need to be spicy like peppers, but that isn't what I would want when I'm not feeling too good. Ah, my Pepperup Potion. I like that a lot, actually. That's very pleasing. Considering I just winged it. It's the kind of professor of potion making I am. We don't use the books. I'd be that professor at potions class. All right, class. Get out your books and now throw them out the window.
I believe in a practical approach.
I couldn't like that more. That's beautiful. That is a wonderful gin toddy. I mean Pepperup Potion. And my Felix Felicis. Well, that's why it came out so good. I drank the Felix Felicis, and then we winged it, and it came out perfect. I hope that you've been paying attention and taking excellent notes here at your potions class. It's a weird bit to maintain the whole time. It's also, you know, tweed is wool. It's very hot. I can't wait to finish this episode. My name is Greg, and I'm on Twitter at How to Drink, and I'm on Instagram at How to Drink, and Patreon at patreon.com/How to Drink. But the most important thing you need to remember this. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Greg from HTD. If you are interested in Harry Potter and the world of Harry Potter, I've made several other drinks from the setting. I made a Lobe Blaster, which was mentioned in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I made Butterbeer. Its video is doing quite well. I encourage you to check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a real thing, Butterbeer. It was enjoyed in the courts of Henry VIII. There's a lot more potions in Harry Potter that we can take a look at, and a lot more drinks as well. So if you like this video, let me know, and we'll come back to it at some point and have a second installment. Maybe we'll do a Goblet of Fire. Maybe we'll do Fire Whiskey. Maybe we'll finally get around to doing Polyjuice Potion. How would you handle having a Harry Potter in your class? Fail him. He's a terrible student. Harry Potter, jock-ass, bad student, kind of a bully, cool kid.
Harry!
Sir.
That's his deal, man. Like father, like son. One thing I've learned is that when you put together a Felix Felicis, an Amortentia, and a Pepperup Potion, they combine into a sleeping potion. So I think I'm going to take a little break now, and I'll see you guys very soon with another episode of How to Drink. Maybe where I'm not wearing this heavy-ass tweed.